The Battlefield 6 player base is dwindling, falling from the glory days of yesteryear, also known as 2 months ago, to the apparent atrocity that J. Cole would call a merely 100,000. If you've been around the internet, you would think that this is a sign for the future, a dropped ball, or even the end of an era, but that's not even close to what is happening here. The internet, YouTube, the age of communication, and fast feedbacks loop has caused the greatest uprising I think we have ever seen. So we need to put this into perspective. Let's take a trip down memory lane and see why Battlefield 6 is not failing at all. Battlefield 3 is the first modern age Battlefield game. That is a major inflection point in its history and a turning point for the series when it came out in 2011. This game peaked around 40,000 concurrent players. And with 40,000 concurrent players, this is Steam only, of course. Have you ever heard of it? Have you ever heard of Battlefield 3? Have you ever played it? Remember, that's only a 40,000 player peak, and I know you've at least heard about Battlefield 3. Then we get Battlefield 4. The growth of those 40,000 peak players from Battlefield 3 was so loud that when Battlefield 4 came out in 2013, those 40,000 turned into another 40,000, with Battlefield 4 peaking at 83,000 concurrent players. That was the most players any Battlefield game has ever had, almost 100,000. And again, this is about perspective. The current Battlefield 6 lows is higher than the all-time peak of one of the greatest modern Battlefield games ever. The next game was the heaviest hitter in Battlefield history, peaking at around 360,000 players in 2016 with the release of Battlefield 1. The most graphically advanced, innovative game in Battlefield history peaked at under 400,000 players. I myself, like many others, spent our college years here. This is just a splash in comparison to what Battlefield 6 has done. In an era where players are tired of Call of Duty, tired of the same old games year after year, no real innovation, many players like myself literally stopped playing video games. And here comes Battlefield 6. The greatest lead up to a starving crowd I think the gaming industry has ever seen. This will only be topped by GTA 6, and that's because they've not made a game in over a decade. Battlefield 6 was a tsunami crashing into the gaming industry, creating a perfect storm. The media loved it, the creators loved it, the industry saw a chance to finally have fun, to roam the wild in the sandbox adventure that we've come to know as Battlefield. And herein lies the problem. The splash was so loud, so wide, no one could avoid it. No one. You had to stop doing what you were doing and mind Battlefield's business. So everyone tried it. Counter-Strike players, Call of Duty players, Delta Force players. If you have played a first-person shooter game, you tried Battlefield 6. That is the problem. Not everyone will love Battlefield 6. It's not for everyone. Yes, EA overstretched and tried to get everyone to love this game, but that's just not reality. Some people will only love 1v1 gunplay. Some people don't want to get shot in the face with a tank. Some people don't understand the concept of getting shot in the face from a quarter mile away. And that's when reality hits. All games are not for all players, as strong of a fallacy as that is. It's just not the truth. When you get on the hype train, regardless of what it is, you might be a little disappointed that an $80 Stanley does the same thing as a $20 thermos from Walmart. You might realize that 6 and 7 have been next to each other longer than the internet has been around. You might realize that your favorite creator only tried it for a little bit because of the hype. And that's always short-lived. You only realize this once all the noise and waves from that tsunami have settled and you realize we have a Battlefield game. A cinematic experience of being exactly there on a battlefield. A soldier fighting to stay alive in a desolate field of explosions and tanks and jets. Again, just to get shot in the face from a quarter mile away and have to do it all over again. The Battlefield community has not dropped off of a cliff. It has not left. It has not dwindled. It doesn't have a problem. It's actually grown. Every creator that enjoyed this game from long ago have said this.
And you guys know me, I love Battlefield 6, I really do. This game has been a ton of fun, I've invested a lot of hours into it, and I can't wait to see the future of this title.
Personally, I'm still having a ton of fun playing the game, and Steam player numbers are pretty good for a Battlefield game compared to what we had in the past. Generally speaking, I still think BF6 is a fantastic and fun game, and Battlefield is back, it's back on the map, no doubt.
Now, on a personal level, I'm still enjoying the game a lot. I'm impressed with just how easy it is to continuously join into a game and get a solid experience every time, which just wasn't the case with past Battlefield games, or at least a lot of them. The player count is starting to show signs of it stabilizing somewhere above 100,000 concurrent players on Steam, which is significantly higher than any previous Battlefield game has ever shown.
And that's just a few among others. Battlefield is back. Because Battlefield is not that tsunami that struck months ago. It's this, a 4-man squad sticking together because it's fun, not because it's popular. A game that takes knowledge and thinking to understand that when you have 40, maybe 60 people on your side, your one action can and still somehow makes a difference. And you take the needed action to make it happen. Battlefield is still about winning. And yeah, sometimes you just want to play tic-tac-toe on a wall with a repair tool. But that's Battlefield as well. Battlefield is not dead, it's not falling off a cliff, it doesn't have a problem. The people that are supposed to be playing Battlefield are still playing Battlefield. I didn't game for 5 years, and I started this whole channel just because of a spark that this game gave me. I know I'm not the only one, and if the Battlefield spark hit you too, subscribe for more. I'll be trolling some snipers with an RBG on the next one, kind of like this. Got him! That's complete. Let's go.